What verse are we up to at Paper Boo?
Okay, we're reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, entitled The Most Confidential Knowledge, text number 8. Text number 8. So in the last verse, text 7, let's offer respect first to Prabhupada. Om Jnanatamandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Malatamyana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master has kindly opened my eyes with a shining torchlight of transcendental knowledge. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto his lotus feet. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Yeah.
So in the last verse, text 7, it was explaining that when the universe is destroyed, at the end of Lord Brahma's life, the universe will be destroyed, and then everything in that universe will enter into the body of the Lord, which is Mahavishnu. So Mahavishnu is an expansion of an expansion of an expansion of Krishna. So everything in the universe, all the material elements and also all the souls, will enter into the Mahavishnu's body when the universe is destroyed, and it will stay there for a long period of time. And then when Mahavishnu breathes out again, then it will all come into creation again. Then things will get created. So when Mahavishnu breathes in, everything's destroyed. When he breathes out, everything comes out of his body and is created again. And that time period between when he breathes out and breathes in, that's the lifetime of Lord Brahma, which is like 311 trillion years of our human years. So yeah, very long period of time from our point of view, but very short period of time for Mahavishnu, just his breathing period. And that's how great he is. How long is it between our breathing in and out? It's just a few seconds, right?
Yep.
Not very long, just a few seconds. But Mahavishnu is so much greater than us, and his breathing in and out is like 311 trillion years. And we're very tiny, we're very minute, so our breathing in and out is only like 5 seconds or whatever it is, not very long. But we're just a tiny spark of Krishna, a tiny spark of the Lord. So just like we are breathing, where does our breathing comes from? It comes from God's breathing. Because God breathes, we breathe. We're part of God. So anything that's in the part must be in the whole. So we're part of God, we breathe in and out. So God also, the complete whole, must also breathe in and out. But the difference is we're very tiny, so our breathing in and out is only a few seconds, whereas he's very great, so his breathing in and out is like trillions of years, like that. So basically, this section, what we're seeing is how God is in control. That's like the main theme of this section, that God's in control of everything in the material world and in the spiritual world. God is in control. So that's an important point. Part of Krishna consciousness is realizing that God is in control, not that I'm in control. In materialistic consciousness and illusion and Maya, we think we're in control. But this is a false idea that we're thinking we're in control. We can just read about the materialistic mentality in the 16th chapter. Just look for the verse in the 16th chapter. Yeah, text 13 to 15. It's a string of 3 verses. 16th chapter, 13 to 15. This is Krishna is presenting here the demoniac person's thinking, how they think. How does a demon think? So Krishna himself, how does Krishna know how a demon thinks?
Of course, he's a part and parcel of Krishna anyway, whether demon or demigod.
Well, Krishna's in the heart of the demon, so he knows exactly what the demon's thinking, because he's the super soul even in the heart of the demon, and he knows exactly the way they tick, how they think. So you can read that.
So much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much in mind now, and it will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am the perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. This is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices, I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance.
Hmm.
Stupidity.
So they're thinking, I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am
The
perfect.
doer.
Yeah, so they're thinking they're God, you know. So this is actually God is the Lord of everything. He's the enjoyer. He's perfect. He's powerful. He's happy. But we're trying to imitate God. So in the Sanskrit, it says in the fourth line, Ishvaraham aham bhogi. So Ishvara means controller. So they think that they are the Lord. They are the controller. And aham bhogi means I am the enjoyer. They think they're the enjoyer. What do we call food? We call food bhoga. Bhoga means enjoyment. But the real question is, okay, food is meant for enjoyment, but whose enjoyment? You know, so we say that it's for Krishna, it's Krishna's bhoga. It's Krishna's bhoga. It's for Krishna's enjoyment. And after we've offered the bhoga to Krishna, what do we call it?
Prasadam.
Prasadam, yeah. So before we offer it, that's called bhoga. That's for enjoyment, but for Krishna's enjoyment. And then after Krishna's enjoyed it, then we call it prasadam. And then out of his mercy and love for us, he gives it back to us. So we give the food to Krishna for his enjoyment, bhoga, and then he gives it back to us as his prasad, as his mercy, to help and inspire and enliven us and protect us in Krishna consciousness. But this is the demoniac mentality. They think they're in control. But what we're learning in this section here in the 9th chapter, and this is, remember, is said to be the most confidential knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita. This is the most confidential knowledge in the 9th chapter. So part of that confidential knowledge is understanding that Krishna's in control of everything. Krishna controls everything. And ignorance, and the way we were educated, is we were thinking that human society is in control, that, you know, that we are in control like that. But that's false. We think the scientists are in control, the politicians are in control, Bill Gates is in control, but this is all rubbish. Actually, the only person that really controls is God, is Krishna controls everything. And yeah, he controls the universe beginning, he controls the end of it, and he controls the middle of it. He controls everything. Everything. And that's exactly why he should enjoy everything. So that follows on, because he owns everything and he controls everything. Therefore, it's only natural, it's only right that he should enjoy everything, right? Because he's the proprietor. He made everything, you know, like the universe comes out of his body. The universe comes out of his body, so it's all his ingredients. So he is the only person that has the natural right to enjoy everything, because it's all his property. It all comes from him. He's created it. So he should enjoy it. People say, oh, why should we give everything to God? Why? You know, like that. But why is because everything comes from him. You know, everything, he's the source of everything. Everything comes from him. So therefore, he should enjoy it first. So all the money is meant for his enjoyment. All the food is meant for his enjoyment. Everything is meant for his enjoyment. We also come from him, our bodies and everything, even the soul is part of him. So our bodies are meant for his enjoyment. Our soul's meant for his enjoyment. Everything. Because he's the proprietor of everything. He owns everything. So that's the logic why he should get to enjoy everything. And when Krishna enjoys everything, then we can also enjoy. It's not that we can't enjoy, but we enjoy after Krishna enjoys. So we're like, you could say, the secondary enjoyers. He's the primary enjoyer, and we're the secondary enjoyer. Like he enjoys the food first, and we enjoy the food after him second, like that. So, and actually when you enjoy after giving enjoyment to Krishna, then you actually enjoy more. That's the secret. If we try to enjoy without Krishna, what we'd find is that we don't actually enjoy as much. Actually, when you try to give enjoyment to Krishna, then you actually enjoy more. You actually enjoy more. You know? So, just like Hare Krishna food, people enjoy Hare Krishna food more than other food. Like everyone that comes here, they just can't believe how enjoyable the food is. And that's because Krishna has enjoyed it, because Krishna's enjoyed it. You know, why did we get, you know, over 100 people, you know, coming into the Bhakti tree? But obviously, they were enjoying. I mean, why would they come unless they were enjoying? What did they enjoy? They enjoyed singing Krishna's names, and they enjoyed having Krishna's food, prasadam. So that's actually, so it's not that we're against enjoying. No, that's actually the nature of the soul, was to enjoy. That's our real nature. It's not the nature of the soul to be depressed or unhappy. It's the nature of the soul to be happy. But the only thing is that that happiness comes in relationship with Krishna being happy. So when Krishna's happy, then automatically we'll be happy. It's not, our happiness is not separate. It's not separate from Krishna's happiness. We're happy together with Krishna, not away from Krishna. If we think we can be happy separate from Krishna, away from Krishna, that's the Maya. That's the illusion. So Maya is thinking that we can be happy without Krishna. But actually the real happiness is with Krishna. And there's a nice example that just like in a desert, someone thinks they can see water. What do we call that when you think you can see water? Yeah, it's a mirage. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. But does that mean water doesn't exist? No, it doesn't. Water does exist, but not in the desert. You have to go outside the desert to get water. So it's like thinking that there's happiness in the material world. That's an illusion. The happiness is in the spiritual world. It's with Krishna. Of course, if you're in Krishna consciousness in the material world, that is just exactly the same as the spiritual world. That is the spiritual world. If you just change your consciousness to Krishna consciousness. So that's what a devotee notices, that before we came to Krishna consciousness, we were trying to be happy, but we never actually became happy. We're always frustrated and confused and lost and everything like that. Actually, that's a big reason why I ask people, why are you doing this walk in nature? Because they're walking for 4 or 5 months. I ask them, why are you doing this walk? And they basically say that they feel like they're really confused. They feel lost. They feel frustrated. And they're like searching for something. They don't know what it is they're searching for. But actually, you can read the preface of the Krishna book. And the preface, George Harrison has written that. George Harrison from the Beatles has written that preface for the Krishna book. And he says there, I think from memory, he says, everyone is searching for Krishna. And then he puts in brackets, love. Krishna's love. I'll just get it to make sure. What does he say here? Because, and the reason why George Harrison did, because he paid for it. George Harrison paid for the very first printing of the Krishna book, which was $10,000 at that time, which was a lot of money 50 years ago. George Harrison donated $10,000 to print the first Krishna book. So it says, oh yeah, it says here, he signs off at the end, all you need is love, and in brackets he's got Krishna. All you need is love, in brackets Krishna, Then he put Haribol, George Harrison. So that's nice. So that's what we're searching for enjoyment. We're searching for happiness. We're searching for love. But all these things, they're actually in Krishna. But if we try to find enjoyment and happiness and everything
But
without Krishna,
it's Beatles, like they're still alive. That George Harrison and Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney might be, but George Harrison died many years ago.
Did they still practicing some Paul McCartney, or did they like?
I think he does. I'm not exactly sure, but I think he does. I think he does a little bit. Not full time, but yeah. And John Lennon, he was shot decades ago. He was killed decades ago. George Harrison also left. But yeah, we're all wanting to enjoy, but the only thing is we have to realize that enjoyment is with Krishna, not without Krishna. If we want to be happy without Krishna, it's like Maya. That's like looking for water in the desert. You're not going to find water in the desert. That's illusion. That's a mirage. But yeah, it's not wrong. It's not wrong that we're trying to be happy. That's our natural right. It's our natural to be happy. Always, laughing and joking and being happy and smiling and like that. And dancing and all these things are natural for the soul to be happy. It's said in the spiritual world, every word is a song and every step is a dance. That's because in the spiritual world, everyone's so happy. If you're saying that the person is singing and dancing, what does that indicate? People are there. What's that?
He's happy.
He's happy. You're never going to have an unhappy person who's singing and dancing. It's only a happy person who's singing and dancing. So, like Prabhupada joked that about his disciples, they used to be dirty, morose hippies, and now they've become happies.
Happy.
And they're always dancing and smiling, and they're happies. But before they were hippies and they were very dirty and morose. Morose means, like unhappy. They were unhappy and dirty and everything, and now they've become happies. So hippies became happies. And how they become happies is just by putting Krishna in the center and automatically become happy. And so part of that becoming happy, the formula is to realize that Krishna is the supreme controller. You can't realize that happiness in Krishna consciousness unless you realize that Krishna's the boss, not me. I'm not the boss. I'm not the controller. Krishna's the controller. And this is the famous peace formula, happiness formula verse in the Bhagavad Gita. Is the end of the 5th chapter, text 29. So this is giving the formula for peace and happiness. So it's said to be the peace formula, but the peace is a prerequisite. That means you need it before you can be happy. So you can't be happy unless you're peaceful. So this is the formula for peace. And then if you've got peace, then and only then you can be happy. So you can read that.
A person in the full consciousness of me, knowing me to be an ultimate beneficiary of the sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entity, attains peace from the pain of material miseries. You know what, Bhaktimala, you gave me the book that you are well-wisher.
Yeah, ever well-wisher.
I get misunderstood. I thought Prabhupada was at the photo. Prabhupada is a well-wisher. Was it Prabhupada a well-wisher or Krishna?
Prabhupada used to sign his letters, didn't he, Abhavu? You're ever well-wisher. So that's why they call the book.
Our well-wisher is Prabhupada, or our
well-wisher
is Krishna?
Yeah, he is. Prabhupada. Yeah, it's a short sort of biography of Prabhupada.
Yeah, I read that, but I'm just confused.
Oh, you did read.
Our well-wisher is Krishna, or well-wisher is
Of course. But both.
Yeah.
But that's referring to Prabhupada, but Krishna is also the ultimate well-wisher. And Prabhupada, because he's the representative of Krishna, he's also a well-wisher. Like one time Prabhupada said that a devotee is our real friend, our true friend. And then a devotee asked a question. He said, Prabhupada, but you said in a class that Krishna is our only true friend. And then Prabhupada clarified, said, yes, the devotee is our friend because he tells us that Krishna is our friend. You get it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So actually, Krishna is the only friend. I mean, like, what can we do for anyone else? Can you save someone from growing old? Can you save someone from getting sick? Can you save someone from dying? Can you save someone from taking birth again in another body, from reincarnating? And we can't really do anything really good for anyone. However, what we can do is direct all those people to Krishna and tell them, you should go to Krishna, surrender to Krishna. He can save you from birth. He can save you from death. He can save you from old age, from disease, all these things. So Prabhupada's point was, because the devotee is telling everyone that Krishna is their real friend, then also the devotee is their friend. So yeah, the pure devotee is also the ever well-wisher. And is always wanting the best, always wanting the best for everyone. The pure devotee is never becomes envious of anyone, never hates anyone. That's another quality of a pure devotee. They're never envious. It means they never dislike anyone or hate anyone. They're always the friend to everyone. They always want the best for everyone. And so they're also our well-wisher. But this 3-point peace formula, the first one is Bhaktaram Yagnatapasam, which is that Krishna is the enjoyer. So if we want to be peaceful, we have to understand that Krishna is the Bhakta. He's the enjoyer of all of our activities, Yagna Tapasam. So anything we do, all our activities are like sacrifices. All our activities, not only that fire is a sacrifices, but how is it that all of our activities are sacrifices? How does that work? Like, do you know that the two of you are sacrificing right now? What are you sacrificing?
For Krishna, to glorifying Krishna. If we do even like a Ekadashi fasting, is for Krishna. If we do,
no, but I mean right now, like every Thursday for 1.5 hours, you're making a sacrifice every Thursday afternoon. What are you sacrificing?
Our time.
Yeah, sacrificing your time. You could be watching TV or going to the movies or sitting out at the beach, drinking some Coca-Cola or something, but you are sacrificing doing that, or you could be at Gloria Jean's drinking a coffee and having a muffin.
Sacrifice. I see it as a pleasure. Sacrifice
I know
is
that.
like
I know.
you're going to climbing the Mount Everest. It's like your breath is about to come out of your body.
No, but that's the next word, tapasam. Yeah, so sacrifice mentions sacrifices and austerities. So yeah, austerities. So austerities means something difficult, but so that's there. So anything difficult you're going to do, Krishna says, do it for me. And then all your sacrifices. The sacrifice means you're giving up something to do something else. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's Krishna time given to Krishna.
Yeah, so
given to Krishna.
So we should give up something for Krishna. That's the point here. In order to be peaceful, we should give up things to please Krishna, not for another purpose.
We haven't got nothing to give up. The time is given by Krishna. Body is given by Krishna. Everything is given by Krishna. How can we have got nothing we can say it's mine, I can give. Give up means it's mine, I'm giving.
Okay, but at the same time, you can only do one thing, right? You can only do one thing at the same time. Yeah. So in order for you to do one thing means you gave up doing other things, right? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In order for you to work at the Bhakti tree, you had to give up Gloria Jeans. Yeah. In order for you to you know, you gave up the bhakti tree, then you went to Melbourne, right? And you gave up Melbourne and you come back to the bhakti tree. You know, so you're sacrificing. You know, you can't be in Melbourne and the bhakti tree at the same time. You know, so you
gave up all the girls, Gulshan. Let's get real. You gave up all the girls.
You know, Bhakti Mala, you didn't read the verse that Narendra sent it there. It was relevant very much. You can, you know, do everything in austerity, going to the Mount Everest, live in the caves, but if still thinking about the girls, it means you haven't given up anything. Yeah. So you don't need to run away from something. You have to be internally just to be calm. You can stay in the family in a grasta and you will live like a sannyasi. But even if you are in the, you know, orange robe, but inside you thinking about, I wish if I had a wife, she make that beautiful meal for me, or she do that for me, I'll have children and all that. You got an orange robe, but inside you haven't changed. So inside is the one changed. So I'm trying to change inside. Outside, you are changed inside.
But that sacrificing is that you're giving up something for somebody else. You're giving up something for yourself. You're giving it to someone else. What does that indicate?
But you like, depends. If you're giving up for the higher taste, then it's not really a giving. It's like a getting.
No, but I'm just talking about the principle of giving up something. That if you're giving up doing something to please yourself, and instead of doing it to please yourself, you're doing it to please somebody else, what does that indicate to the other person that you're giving it to?
Well, it's a indication of love and sort of.
That's it. That's it.
That's
bhakti. So that's bhakti. That instead of me, you know, doing what I want to do to please myself, now I'm doing it to please Krishna. So that's a sacrifice, that's giving up. And from Krishna's point of view, he's saying, wow, you're doing it for me, Gulshan, Bhakti Mala Rabai. You're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for me. So you've sacrificed, you've given up doing it for yourself, and now you're doing it for me. Whoa, you love me, really? And then he blesses us with so much peace and happiness and everything like that. So this is Krishna consciousness. This is love, you know. So love means sacrifice, you know. Just like the mother sacrifices her whole time for her child when the child is a little baby. She's with the child 24 hours. You know, she sacrifices her eating, sacrifices her sleeping, sacrifices going to the toilet, sacrifices going out to the cinema.
There's a question mark, Prabhuji. We were 5 children. Not possibly. My mom will look after all 5. And of the 5th one, I was there. Whether I eat or not, I don't care. Like, they don't care. Just kick on the bum. And there is a difference, Prabhuji. But anyway, I understand your point.
You understand the point, though. So, yeah, we can't do it.
You care about Bhakti Mala very well. I know that. I can look at the Judy's face. No doubt about it. She carry you all the time, sometime on the shoulder, sometime on the piggy bag.
That's true.
So this is the first part of the peace formula, is to make Krishna the enjoyer of all of our different activities that we're doing. Do it for Krishna's enjoyment. The second part of the peace formula is Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, seeing that Krishna is the controller. So that's what we're looking at this section now in the 9th chapter, that, you know, Krishna's controlling everything. So he's controlling, like in this verse, the end of the 5th chapter, he controls all the planets and all the people on the planets. Sarva Loka. Sarva means all and Loka means planets, and Maheshwaram means controller. He's the supreme controller of all the planets, like that. So yeah, we're coming out of thinking we're the controller to thinking that God is the controller, Krishna is the controller, and then we'll become peaceful. And the third part
think I need to get that tattooed on my arm somewhere, because I always think I'm in control of everything. Constantly.
Yeah, it's our disease.
Mm.
And then the third part is seeing that Krishna is the friend of everyone. Suridam Sarvabhutanam. He's the friend of everyone. Yeah.
One thing is
his friend and
understand.
Sarvabhutanam are all living entities.
One thing I didn't understand, that whenever I try to do japa, all the things coming on the same time, not the other time, on the time of chanting. I don't know why. It's just like,
why is because the mind doesn't want to come under Krishna's control.
Okay.
So the mind is a rebel, you know. As soon as you try to
control it,
bring the mind to surrender to Krishna, then no, I don't want to do that, you know. So like
comes up with so many very important things to do that have to be done. Like it should be done right then, you know, that you've got to put your beads down and you've got to do it right there.
So the mind,
more
the mind is like
your mind, more is gonna get agitated.
Yeah, just like a kid. If you tell the kid clean your room, they're gonna say no. I'm not gonna clean my room. You know, so we're rebellious like that. The mind is rebellious, just like that little child. Whatever you tell the child to do, it wants to do the opposite thing. So, okay, chant Hare Krishna. No, I'm not going to chant. Think about Krishna. No, I'm not going to think about Krishna. I'm going to think about something else like that. So the mind is very rebellious. That's why Prabhupada's guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, said, every morning you should beat your mind 100 times with shoes. And every evening, beat your mind 100 times with a broomstick. So basically, they're like that. You have to thrash the mind. That's the process of controlling the mind. As one side is ignoring it, just like a child, same example, just like a child, they are babbling so much, you know, nonsensical talk, right? They're just babbling. As a parent, do you take it very seriously what your little baby talks?
No.
No. Why don't you take it seriously? Because you know they're just a little ignorant kid babbling.
Yeah.
You know, so the mind is like that little kid. So whatever the mind comes out with, don't take it too seriously.
But sometimes you have to become your friend.
What's that?
Sometimes that mind is your friend and gives you very good advice.
Yeah, if it's bringing you to Krishna. But that after the mind becomes controlled, then it becomes your friend. You know, before you control it, we can read that in the 6th chapter, text, I think 5. So yeah, we were just looking at the end of the 5th chapter, so a little bit further up. 6th chapter, text 5. Yeah, 5 and 6.
The one must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of conditioned soul and his enemy as well. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends, but the one who has failed to do, his mind will remain the greatest enemy.
Yeah. So the mind can be a friend, but it's only after you control it and use it in Krishna's service. Otherwise, it's your enemy. Yeah. Have to be very careful. So our mind can take us to Krishna, or it can take us away from Krishna, but it requires some training.
The one shloka, it says that to Arjuna to control the mind. He says, I can control the wind with my bow and arrow. Controlling mind, no.
Yeah.
Not that easy.
Yeah. So the mind is compared to like a monkey or the wind, you know, it's always jumping around here and there. Yeah. So yeah, like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, you have to deal with the mind very strictly, very strongly. Like I said, beat it with shoes. What does that mean? You know, beat it with shoes, beat it with a broomstick. It's not literally, you don't have to get the shoes and beat your head or whatever. But it means you just have to be strong with your mind and say, no, I'm not listening to you anymore. I'm not listening to your wrong advice. You're going to do what I say. So it means as the soul, you have to be more assertive that you're in charge, not let the mind be in charge
for
of the soul.
example, if your mind will say, I want to eat gulab jamun, and Gulshan says, no, I say, no, okay, mind, you go and eat it. I'm not going to move from my sitting where I'm sitting. So how the mind gonna go? Can't go to the fridge and get the gulab jamun and pour in there. Can't do that. He said, no, I'm not gonna move my hand. Mind, if you want to eat it, eat it. So in that case, mind will trash. Mind can't go to the fridge to get the gulab jamun.
Correct.
I said, so I wouldn't move it. Yeah, mind, if you want to eat it, go and get it.
So yeah, we give the mind authority to do certain things, but if you don't give that authority to the mind, then it can't do it. Because the thing we have to understand, though, is that we're not the mind. And that's the problem, that we identify ourselves with the mind and the body. You know, we think I am American, I am an Indian, I'm Australian, I'm black, I'm white, I'm a man, I'm a woman. And so we identify with the body, and also we identify with the mind. As soon as the mind says, you know, I like this, I don't like that, then we just surrender to that.
Body.
But that's the mistake, that we just completely do whatever our mind dictates. But in Krishna consciousness means that we're starting to realize that we're not the mind, that we're actually the soul. And the soul is supposed to be in charge of the mind, not the other way around. Not that the mind is in control of the soul. We're just looking for one verse. Okay, yeah. 3rd chapter, text 42. So this is talking about the actual hierarchy of which is inferior and superior. So 3rd chapter, text 42.
The working senses are superior to dull matter. Mind is higher than the senses, intelligent, and still higher than the mind. And he's the soul. Is even higher than the intelligence.
Yeah. So the working senses, that means the body. So the body is made up of senses.
Like with the mind gives you opinion, but mind gives opinion. Is the soul can give you opinion?
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, if like a mind will make, you have to go left or right. That mind makes a decision. No. How come soul make a decision?
Actually, the soul has everything. The soul has a spiritual mind, has spiritual intelligence, a spiritual body. So everything, when you say a soul, that's not just some energy. The soul has a form, a body, but a spiritual form. Soul has a mind, a spiritual intelligence. And all that is inside of this body, this physical body. All of that is inside, like that. And then you have your materialistic mind and your materialistic intelligence. But then you have your spiritual mind and your spiritual intelligence. So the soul has its own mind, has its own intelligence. And with that we control that materialistic mind. So what I'm saying is that the thinking of the soul can control or dominate the thinking of this materialistic mind and materialistic false ego, materialistic intelligence. We can dominate that. I'll try to explain it. You can observe your mind, right? Everyone knows they've got a mind, right? And what is the mind? That's basically, it's accepting things and rejecting things. You know, I'd like an ice cream. Oh, no, I don't like an ice cream. I like to smoke a cigarette.
Making a decision.
Well, it's just, it's just attracted to some things and repulsed or detached from other things. You know, like I love you or I hate you. You know, it's like that, opposites like that. I like India or I hate India. You know, I like black people or I hate black people. You know, it's like that. The mind is either it likes something or it doesn't like something. But intelligence, that's what's discriminating what's right and wrong. So not necessarily what you like or don't like matches up with what's right and wrong. Does that make sense? You know, like I might like to eat an ice cream, but then my intelligence will say, no, but it's got artificial ingredients. No, but it's got lots of sugar in it. No, it's going to make you feel sick after that. It's going to make you fat after that, or whatever like that. So there's two different things going on. The mind wants to eat an ice cream, but the intelligence says, no, it's bad for you, like that. So there's two different voices going on. But this is the thing that's really blows the mind. Now think about this. Who is it that's observing both of those?
Soul, Krishna, whatever you call it.
Consciousness is like.
Who is it that's observing the mind saying, I like this, I don't like this, and observing the intelligence saying, no, that's right, that's wrong, that's not good for you, that's good for you? Who's observing both of those conversations?
Your soul?
Yeah, that's it. That's us. That's I. That's I, the soul, is witnessing, observing both of those energies, the mind and the intelligence.
Soul makes a decision too? Like, is the right, is wrong?
If we become Krishna conscious, yes. Before we become Krishna conscious, no. Then you're like just sleeping. And then the mind does whatever it likes. You know, sometimes the mind is stronger. It'll get its way. Sometimes.
So mind will say, okay, it's beautiful car, BMW, I like it. And then intelligence will say that, Gulshan, are you sure? Are you able to make a repayments?
Yeah,
correct. Then who will make a decision? Is that the mind will make a decision, or intelligence, or soul?
No, well, if you weren't Krishna conscious, it's just a matter of, was your mind stronger or your intelligence is stronger? If your mind is stronger, you'll get it. If your intelligence is stronger, you won't get it. And if you're Krishna conscious, you'll think, well, will this please Krishna if I buy this Porsche or Mercedes or whatever? Can I use it in Krishna's service? You know, so if you're Krishna conscious, then the soul is making the decision.
It's like, the human is very clever. They will buy the BMW. Yeah, sure, I'll go to temple one day in 1 year. For the rest 364 days, drive by myself. So it's like,
that's not very Krishna conscious. Yeah, that's
very clever.
Conscious. Yeah.
Mind
so
that's
just that's the mind.
You. Mind will say, you know what? It's not harm to eat once in a while to be ice cream, Gulshan. Come on, you don't be that harsh. Don't be. Otherwise, mind say, I'll get rebellion, and then you'll be, paying back. The mind is just very tricky, just to, divert you, to prove you, like, like justify you. This is not wrong. Once in a while you can eat the ice cream, but well, intelligence will say, listen, mate, you're 56, sugar is just hitting and the borderline. What have you been doing?
Yeah. So in materialistic consciousness, like looking at this verse, senses, mind, intelligence, and soul, in materialistic life, the senses come out on top. Like the tongue wants the ice cream, then the mind gives in. Okay, take it. Then the intelligence gives into the mind, and the soul is just going along for the ride. The soul's going along for the ride, not really knowing what's going on, unconscious. And then in Krishna consciousness, the opposite. The soul is in control, doing what Krishna wants, and then the soul controls the intelligence controls the mind controls the body.
How does these things work there? Mind will say that, I like pizza. Intelligence say that it has got a cheese in there. And then mind will say that we can offer to Krishna and become a prasadam. And you can eat as much as pizza you like it. Justify yourself because you want something, and then just offer it.
Yeah, but then you have to back to the intelligence.
If you offer to Krishna, the cheese is not going to be harm to your body. Of course, it's going to be.
But then it has to go back to the intelligence. Is pizza really what Krishna wants to eat? Does Krishna really want to eat pizza?
that, well, that is reside inside you and me, and he's telling you that little part of the parcel of Krishna inside us.
No, it's
He's
not.
telling, no,
It's not.
we have got a part and parcel of Krishna.
I know, but as you know from your favorite verse 10:10, that
Yes.
Krishna only talks to you if you're constantly serving him with love.
Yeah,
So
what's
then
not
that's the question. Are we following that criteria that we're always serving Krishna with love?
Is the mother, whatever mother like, she give it to the child.
Yeah.
Regardless whether she says she like it, of course. When she getting cold, she put the blanket on the child. Whether the child is hot, still she put the blanket. When she's warm, she stripped that child off. Oh, it's a warm weather. So if we like, it means Krishna will like it, and we offer to Krishna.
No.
No, it doesn't work like that way.
No.
Okay, I thought maybe if you like and Krishna is sitting inside us.
No, but I mean, if you're talking about developing love for someone, you got to find out what they like. It's not about what you like. What's that got to do with anything? What you like? Yeah, but if you love someone, you do what they like.
Yeah, but Krishna wants.
Like if you're feeding your baby, you're not going to give the baby pizza because you like pizza. You're going to give him milk because that's what is good for him is milk. What he likes is milk. Just because you like pizza doesn't mean you should give your baby pizza. No, you give it what the baby wants, which is milk. So in the same way, Krishna has likes, and Krishna's a person too. So, he has likes and dislikes like that. Even like Lord Chaitanya, right? Do you know what Lord Chaitanya's favorite food is?
No. I know the
come on.
Prabhupada,
what kind of follow Lord Chaitanya are? You don't even know what he likes to eat.
Sweets.
He likes shak.
Oh.
Shak means green leafy vegetable, shak.
Oh, okay, shak. Yeah.
Shak, green leafy vegetables, yeah.
Mm.
That's his favorite is shak, green leafy vegetables.
Mm.
And if you offer shak to Lord Chaitanya, he'll be so pleased. If you offer pizza to Lord Chaitanya, he won't be as pleased. Because there's a difference between you giving him what he likes and you giving him what you like.
But if you give it a Prabhupada kachori, and then doctor says that don't eat anything deep fry, and kachori is a deep fry, because Prabhupada like it, I'll eat it, and with the heart attack. If the doctor says you are in the very severe type of heart patient, do not eat anything fried. But Prabhupada like kachori, I'll eat kachori. It's the Buddhi will come and tell. Yeah. But I know Prabhupada like it, but
Prabhupada likes it. You can give it to Prabhupada because he likes it, and then you can distribute that kachori to other people that don't have a heart.
How can you not eating that?
Well, that's real love.
That's a torture.
That's real love, real sacrifice. It's like no personal. And then you can eat your kachori. You can eat your rice and dal or your kachori.
I'd rather die.
You can give Prabhupada kachoris and you eat kachori like that. So
I'd rather die with the kachori.
Yeah, so that's all right.
Of course.
But yeah, it's better to give the Lord what he likes, and that's love.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
So this is so back to where we are in the 9th chapter. Yeah. This is what we're trying to realize here is that Krishna is the controller. So that was part of the peace formula. And once we achieve peace, then we can actually be happy. But there's no question of happiness without being peaceful. And there's no question of being peaceful unless we are living according to these 3 principles of seeing. What are the 3 principles?
Chanting, feasting, dancing.
No.
I know all these things. Yeah. And then
it's easy. You just got to, it's seeing that Krishna is the enjoyer of everything that you do. Acting for the pleasure of Krishna, to give enjoyment to Krishna. And then seeing that Krishna is the controller, not us, not nobody else, that Krishna is the controller. So Krishna is the enjoyer of all of our activities. He's the controller of everything, and then he's the friend of everyone. And like that, then we can be peaceful. And if we become peaceful, then we can become happy. Then we can become happy.
Can I just ask, when we're sort of been talking about Krishna, and everything comes from Krishna, and we sort of talk about the and so I've sort of been thinking about that, all that, the good things that come from Krishna's, and how that if this is a reflection of the spiritual world and all those types of things, and when we talk about the divine and demonic nature, and I read that that verse that says he's of the cheats, he is something. I had it just before, but I
gambling. He's the gambling.
Yeah, he's the gambling. So I'm just wondering, like, if all these great qualities come from him, does that mean that he possesses all the bad qualities that we humans have as well? Is that where all that comes from as well? Because just as there's a lot of good qualities, we have so many bad ones, and you sort of said that within each person, in Kali Yuga, we can have both divine and demonic qualities. So does he possess them, or is that where they come from, or is it from the modes, or I don't know.
Everything comes from him, but within him, it's not a bad quality.
Okay.
So when it pervertedly reflects into us, then it becomes a bad quality. I'll give you an example. Like stealing, normally we would regard stealing as a bad quality, right?
Yeah.
However, when Krishna steals, the butter and so forth, feeding to the monkeys and that, it's not a bad quality. It actually, because
when I steal, is a bad quality.
It's a bad quality when Gulshan steals. So, but when Krishna steals, all the devotees are in ecstasy. Yeah. All the devotees are just, their love for Krishna increases more when Krishna steals. Whereas we'll end up in jail or with a fine or whatever like that. But when Krishna steals, everyone loves him more. Yeah. Krishna's famous by one name he has. He's famous for running away on a battle.
Yes.
A runchor.
Yeah.
Runchor means one who runs away on the battle. Normally, that's a very bad quality. For a Kshatriya to run away is very bad. But when Krishna runs away on the battle, he's glorified by that. And there's deities with that name. And he's glorified by that name, Ranchorji. Yeah. And why is that? Because if you know the pastime when Krishna ran away was that Jarasandha had come to attack Mathura. And then at that time, Rukmini was about to get married to Shishupal, and she didn't want to marry Shishupal. She wanted to marry Krishna. So she sent a message with a Brahmana to Krishna that please come and rescue me. I want to marry you. I don't want to marry the Shishupal, like that. So when Krishna saw that letter, he thought, stuff this battle. I'm just going to go and rescue this devotee that loves me so much. So people glorify Krishna that he's, like I said, sacrificed. You can't do everything. Either you're going to fight the battle or rescue the princess. So he's glorified that he didn't care about his reputation. All he cared about is his loving devotee. So, Krishna's glorified as one who runs away from the battle. So in Krishna, everything is a good quality. But in us, it becomes bad because it's not centered around Krishna. So like we're a coward, we run away, we're not glorified. We steal, we're not glorified. We're punished like that. So, but in Krishna, everything is good. And
that makes sense.
Yeah, everything's within Krishna. But yeah, within Krishna, everything is good. He's absolute.
That's
even like, killing is usually a bad thing to do, to kill people. But when Krishna kills people, they get liberated.
Liberated,
You know,
yeah.
it's the best thing. It's the best thing to happen to you if you get killed by Krishna. But it's pretty hard to get killed by Krishna. You have to be a pretty bad demon to make Krishna come to this earth and take you out. But yeah, if you're killed by Krishna, you're very lucky. You'll get completely liberated from all your bad qualities. So there's nothing bad in Krishna. But yeah, it becomes bad in us when it reflects.
Yeah.
You know, reflects onto our life, then it becomes perverted. It has the opposite effect.
Like that's what they say. King cannot do anything wrong. Whatever king does, become a law.
Yeah.
That's right. So Krishna is a king. Whatever he does, it just become a law. That's right. Yeah. That's it. King cannot do anything wrong.
Just like one time Prabhupada told the disciples, he asked them a question, is a devotee honest or crooked? And the devotees are thinking, what kind of question is this? It's like obvious. What do you think is obvious? Crooked means dishonest, right?
Yeah.
So is a devotee honest?
If you are a devotee, you cannot be crooked. If you are crooked, you cannot be devotee.
Okay. That wasn't the right answer. Prabhupada said crooked. And the devotees said, what? No, Prabhupada, devotees are honest. And Prabhupada said, no, devotees are crooked. He said, just like I cheated all of you, I tricked you into becoming Krishna conscious. He said, none of you were interested in Krishna consciousness, but I tricked you into becoming Krishna conscious. But that kind of cheating is good for us.
Good cheating, yeah.
It's not bad. He didn't cheat us for his enjoyment. He cheated us.
How can you say I'm wrong when I steal the flower for Krishna, for Jagannath? I bring it home and Jagannath, so it's not wrong then. Yeah, I'm not
No,
stealing.
but I told you there's even better thing you can do and ask them. And then when they consciously give their flowers, they'll get more benefit.
Okay.
But just like another example Prabhupada gives, if the child is sick and the parent wants to give some medicine to the child, and medicine normally doesn't taste good, it tastes bitter. So if you tell the child that, here, eat this medicine, the child's not going to take it. So the parent actually cheats the child and says, here's a lolly. You know, you just put some sugar on the outside of medicine, sugar-coated. And then you tell the child, here's a lolly. You eat this. And the child, I want to eat the lolly. But actually you're cheating because it's not a lolly, it's medicine. But because you love the child, out of love, you're cheating them. So that's the difference. So even in a devotee, we see that, you know, sometimes it seems like a bad quality, but actually it's not a bad quality. It's a good quality because the reason why it's done is for love, you know, out of love, like that. But someone who cheats for their sense gratification, then that's bad, like that. So,
like when Prabhupada initiated some of the first devotees and didn't tell them about the regular principles.
He cheated them, but it was for their benefit, because then they wouldn't have got initiated if they knew.
Yeah.
And then once they got initiated, they can't go back. So then it helped them to go forward, you know. So that was good, you know. So that was out of love, you know, sometimes like that.
Yeah.
One time, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was giving a series of talks in a holy place like Radhakunda somewhere, and one Grihastha disciple put his hand up and said, oh, Guru Maharaj, I have to leave. I've got to go back to work. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati told the disciple, tell your boss that you're sick and you can't come to work. One of the other men that was in the audience was so upset. He said, what kind of guru are you, telling your disciple to tell a lie? What is this? And he stormed off. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was upset and he walked off. And then the disciples went to his guru's room and it was locked and they couldn't get in. And he was fasting. And some of the senior disciples realized what they have to do was to get this man from the audience to come back and apologize. So one of them found out where he lived, and the disciple went there. And he was saying, no, I don't want to come back. You know, what kind of guru is that, telling his disciple to lie? And then the disciple gave a example to help him understand that sometimes it's the right thing to do to tell a lie. He said that if some thieves came into your house and you tell your wife quickly, you tell your wife, go hide in this cupboard. Hide in this cupboard. Then the thieves come in the room and they say, give us all the valuables in your house. Now the wife, as Gulshan knows from India, they're covered in valuables. From their head to their toes, covered in gold, right? So what are you going to do? The question the disciple said to him in this situation, are you going to tell the truth? Yeah, all my valuables are in the cupboard, mate. Go and help yourself.
No, I'll say there is a condition. You have to take the person with the valuable is in the cupboard. Take it both.
Yeah, your wife's not going to be too impressed with your love.
Then I'll be the happiest person on the planet. Take it both.
So the man got the point. You're going to lie. If you love your wife, you're going to lie. You're going to say, I don't have any valuables in the house. But that's a lie. But, you know, so there's more important things sometimes. There's more important things than telling the truth. You know, like protecting the person you love is more important than telling the truth. Like that. And we even see in the Battle of Kurukshetra, right? Krishna told Yudhisthira to tell a lie. And some people didn't like that either. But that was also to protect other people. Yeah. Because as long as
we can't see, Krishna can see.
As long as Dronacharya was, enthusiastically fighting, he cannot be
very hard to win. Yeah, he was a guru. Win.
And many people are going to be killed, and they're not going to be able to win. So they had to lie, you know, like that. So there's different principles. So the Krishna conscious person knows what to do in which circumstance. A lot of circumstances, yeah, you tell the truth. But some circumstances, maybe it's the right thing to do is to tell a lie. But only the Krishna conscious person knows, or Krishna himself, knows what to do in every situation. If you're not fully Krishna conscious, you're not going to know what to do. You're going to do the wrong thing. Like one time a disciple, you might have met him, Mukunda Maharaj, he said to Prabhupada, if you're not sure what's the right thing to do and what's the wrong thing to do, how do you know what you're doing is the right thing? Good question. And Prabhupada said, if you don't know what's right and wrong thing to do, you will do the wrong thing. Does that make sense? If you don't know what's right and wrong, guaranteed you'll do the wrong thing. Why is that? Because not knowing means you're ignorant. And if you're in ignorance, what choice will you make? Will be the wrong one. It will be the wrong one, you know, because we're ignorant. If you're ignorant, you will make the wrong choice again and again and again. The only solution is to get out of ignorance and get full knowledge. Full knowledge means Krishna consciousness, and
you the right choice.
And then you're going to make the right choices. Then you're going to make the right choices, and we can look at 4th chapter, text 10. Which talking about full knowledge. Oh no, not 411. No, not 411 either. Where is it? Somewhere. Vitaraga Biocoder.
16?
No, not 16. Bahunam Anmanam Janma. What is it? Bahunam Janmanam Ante. So at that point, like I can remember the first line of the verse. So I'll go and look in the back in the index. See, have a look, and then look up Bahunam in the index of the verses. Bahunam. Eh? Oh yeah. 7th chapter, text 19. 7th chapter, text 19.
Was that Jayanti, was it?
Yeah. Yeah. Good on Jayanti.
Yeah, Jayanti.
She's not just a pretty face.
No.
After many birth and a death, he who is actually is knowledge surrender unto me, knowing me to be a cause of all causes, and all that is such great soul is very rare. It's not very rare when it's behind you.
Yeah, yeah. So when one has full knowledge, then automatically Krishna consciousness is there. That is full knowledge. So Krishna consciousness means full knowledge. And that doesn't necessarily mean, okay, someone's Krishna conscious, you know everything. Like, okay, tell me about the life cycle of this bug that lives in South Africa. No, we don't know that, but it doesn't mean you have to know every single thing. But it means you know everything you need to know. So when you become Krishna conscious, then you know everything you need to know. What do you need to know? You need to know how to get back to Godhead, right? How to get back to Krishna. So that when you're Krishna conscious, then you'll have all that knowledge of how to go back to Krishna, how to go back home, back to Godhead, how to get out of the material world. Doesn't mean you're going to necessarily know how an iPhone 11 works or a Samsung S9 works. No, but because that's useless stuff. That's not real knowledge. It means you're going to know everything you need to get back to Godhead. So that's full knowledge. That's what full knowledge means. So this is what we need to. This is the knowledge we need to know. That Krishna is the enjoyer of all our activities. That Krishna is the controller of everything, and then Krishna is the friend of everyone. This is the knowledge of Krishna consciousness, and then we'll be peaceful, and then we'll be happy. So yeah, let's read the verse for today. So 9th chapter, text 8. We can read the verse. Prakritim swam avastabhya.
Prakritim swam avastabhya.
Visrajami punah punah.
Visrajami punah punah.
Bhuta gramam imam kritsnam.
Bhuta gramam imam kritsnam.
Avashyam prakritir vashat.
Avashyam prakrite vishat. The whole cosmic order is under me, under my it is automatically manifest again and again, and under my will it is annihilated at the end.
So when he's saying the cosmic order, so cosmic order means like all the universes, and there's not just one universe, but there's unlimited universes. So he's saying is all those universes are under me. So what does that mean? If he says it's under me, like if we say in the Bhakti tree, everything's under Brett. or under Pratapana or whatever. You know, so it means they're the controller.
Yeah,
like
king
that.
and
So,
kingdom.
yeah, so they're the king, they're the boss. So he's saying all the universes are under me, means that he's controlling them. He's controlling everything. He's the boss, like that. And under my will, it is automatically manifested again and again. So how is Krishna controlling everything? Is he running around? Do you see Krishna running around? Oh, I've got to fix this. I've got to create this. I've got to destroy this. I've got to fix this up, maintain this. No, he's just playing his flute, enjoying dancing with his girlfriends and his boyfriends, playing with cows, because he's saying under my will. It means just by his desire, okay, let the universe be created. It's all done. Let it be maintained. It's all done. Let it be destroyed. It's all done. Just by his will. Just like, you know, under our will, we'll make some decision with our will that I want ice cream, you know, and then you'll make your body move and it'll go down to the corner dairy and you'll buy an ice cream. So because you had the will, just like it said, the mind is three things: thinking, feeling, and willing. So these are the three functions of the mind. It starts off with a thought, and then there'll be some feeling associated with that thought. So the thought will be, okay, it's 35 degrees today, and an ice cream would really cool me down. So it starts with that thought comes in, and then there'll be a feeling that, oh, when I bite into that ice cream, it'll be so nice and cool inside and nice crunchy chocolate on the outside and everything. So you'll have all that feeling associated with eating that ice cream. It'll be really satisfying and everything. And then willing. Then at that point where you will, then you're actually going to get out of the chair and you're going to get your car keys or go for a walk and take your money and purchase that. You know, so just by Krishna's willing, he just has a determination. Okay, let the universe begin. Let the universe be destroyed. Let the universe be maintained, and it automatically happens. Like one time he was in Dwarka, and one king who was very envious of Krishna, because it's related to the story I just told you of Shishupal. So Krishna came and rescued Rukmini. He killed Shishupal. He chopped his head off. So he killed Shishupal. That was later, after the marriage. He killed Shishupal later. And then when Shishupal was blaspheming him 100 times, and the Rajasuya Yagna, and the Yudhisthira arranged the Rajasuya sacrifice, and at that time Shishupal was blaspheming, criticizing Krishna. And then when he reached his 100 times of criticisms, then Krishna pulled out his Sudarshan disc and chopped his head off. But he had one friend, another king, that was very angry with Krishna for killing his friend. So he performed a great sacrifice to please Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva came out of that sacrifice and said, what do you want? And then the king said that I want one demon who can kill Krishna and Krishna's family, the Yadu dynasty. So Shiva said, okay, so be it. And then that was created. And then that demon went towards Dwarka, and the residents of Dwarka were very afraid of this demon. Was like burning everything up, was getting burnt up. It was like blazing fire and everything like that. And one of the residents came into Krishna's palace at that time. He was playing chess with another devotee. And Krishna, save us! One demon is coming! Save us! And Krishna just didn't want to interrupt his game of chess. So he summoned his disc weapon. And he just said, deal with the problem. And he went back to playing chess. You know, so Krishna doesn't have to do anything. You know, and that demon got dealt with. And then Sudarshan also then killed the king and burnt the whole city. Kashi, you know, Varanasi got burnt to the ground, you know, because of the king's offense. to Krishna and his family. And then Krishna just kept playing chess. So he doesn't have to do all this work of controlling in a difficult way at all. He's just enjoying. But he controls everything just by his desire, just by his will. Even like how he creates the universe. It's said that in the form of Mahavishnu, he just glances over the material energy. And just by his glance, then he impregnates all the souls within the material world. Just by Mahavishnu's glancing over the material world. And then everything comes into being. So it's so easy for the Lord. So normally we think, oh, wow, to control everything's going to be hard work. But yeah, everything happens automatically for Krishna. Just by his desire, everything happens. Because Krishna has so many energies that do everything for him, all the hard work. Just like a king will have all the ministers that do all the hard work like that, or the CEO. The CEO, he just plays golf, but he has all of his, representatives that do all the hard work, and he doesn't have to do much by that. So Krishna's like that. Like I said, he has this weapon, Sudarshan, that can just kill all the demons. He doesn't have to do all that hard work. And he has energies of knowledge also. Like one of them is Saraswati, right? Goddess of fortune, goddess of learning, Saraswati. And he has one energy of opulence, of beauty and wealth. That's Lakshmi, right? So he has one energy is Lakshmi, another energy is Saraswati, another energy is Sudarshan, like that. Another energy is Balaram. See, Balaram, it's actually said that Balaram, he keeps all the universes on the head, on his head, in the form of a serpent, which is called Anantasesha. So Balaram has one form that has a snake with many heads. And each one of those heads, he keeps the universe on a head. And that's how the universe is staying in space without not falling down, because they're supported by Anantasesha. But yeah, Krishna doesn't have to get involved. He's got different energies that automatically do all the work for him, like that. And we're also energies of Krishna, and we also do different work for Krishna. Someone's making a flower garland for Krishna, someone's cooking for Krishna, someone's cleaning for Krishna's temple, someone's singing for Krishna, someone's building the temple for Krishna. So Krishna doesn't have to do anything. We're doing, all the services like that, and he's just enjoying, so that's Krishna's position. He's the supreme enjoyer, and we're meant to be enjoyed by Krishna. So we're doing different services for Krishna's pleasure. And when Krishna enjoys the different services that we do, that he enjoys our cooking, our cleaning, our singing, and whatever we're doing, helping the guests and everything, then Krishna, he blesses us with that peace, with that happiness. That's what we want. That's our real nature, to be getting that happiness and peace from serving Krishna. And we're just his different energies too, and doing all the things. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's how Krishna is controlling everything, just automatically. It just all gets done very easily. One time, we'll finish up soon, but one time Henry Ford was getting criticized that he didn't have a proper education. He didn't go to university. You know who Henry Ford is, right? He designed the first car, the automobile, in the early 1900s. He was the very first designer of the car. So he was very powerful and everything like that. But he was criticized that you never even went to school, mate. What kind of person are you? You didn't even go to school. And so he was basically being criticized that he was ignorant. So then that question was brought to him. And it's amazing what he said. He said, I have a row of buttons on my desk. And whatever I want, all I need to do is push a button. If I want the best engineer, I'll push that button. If I want the best scientist, I'll push that button. If I want the best person dealing with whatever, car windows, I'll push that button. car seats, I'll push that button. You know, whatever he wanted, he just needed to push a button. So then he said, so am I ignorant? You get it? Does he need to be the best scientist? Does he need to be the best engineer? No, but he controls them all. He controls the best engineer, controls the best scientist. So how can he be ignorant? So like that, Krishna's got so many energies that do everything for him. Everything for him. But when definitely Krishna's not ignorant. But I mean, even the case of Henry Ford, it's very interesting because he had so much controlling power that he was able to utilize all different kinds of people were at his disposal. So that's a very interesting point for explaining that. You know, if you're a very powerful controller, you've got many different, you know, powerful energies that are working under you, that doing all the, you know, all the work for you. You don't have to do all the work like that. Nice example, huh?
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah.
Okay, let's read the purport. It's just a short purport. We'll just read that. Bhakti Mala, this material world.
This material world is the manifestation of the inferior energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This has already been explained several times. At the creation, the material energy is let loose as Mahatattva, into which the Lord, as his first Purusha incarnation, Mahavishnu, enters. He lies within the causal ocean, and breathes out innumerable universes, and into each universe the Lord again enters as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Each universe is in that way created. He still further manifests himself as Kiradakshaya Vishnu, and that Vishnu enters into everything, even into the minute atom. This fact is explained here. He enters into everything. Now, as far as the living entities are concerned, they are impregnated into this material nature, and as a result of their past deeds, they take different positions. Thus, the activities of this material world begin. The activities of the different species of living beings are begun from the very moment of creation. It is not that all is evolved. The different species of life are created immediately along with the universe. Men, animals, beasts, birds, everything is simultaneously created, because whatever desires the living entities had at the last annihilation are again manifested. It is clearly indicated here by the word avasham that the living entities have nothing to do with this process. The state of being in their past life, in the past creation, is simply manifested again, and all this is done simply by his will. This is the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After creating different species of life, he has no connection with them. The creation takes place to accommodate the inclinations of the various living entities, and so the Lord does not become involved with it.
So here Prabhupada smashes the Darwin's theory of evolution. So it's not that there was nothing in the beginning, just a big bang and like that. We were just a few simple things under the water that crawled out of the water over a long period of time, and slowly we evolved from monkeys, and now we have humans and everything. No, this is saying that there was everything in the beginning, right from, you know, small primitive things up to humans, right in the beginning of the universe. And that's according to all the desires that the soul has, so many different desires. Some souls want to swim in the water, okay, so you can become a fish. Some souls want to fly in the sky, okay, become a bird. Some want to run very fast, okay, become a dog. Some want to have a lot of sex, okay, become a pig, like that. Some want to try to control everything, okay, become a human being, like that, try to play God. like that. So according to the desires, the souls will take birth in a different form. So it's mentioned that, like I said, when the universe is destroyed, all the souls go into the body of Mahavishnu, and then they're kept in there in like a sleeping state. And when the universe is started up again, then the souls immediately come out into a form where they can carry on where they left off. So in the last creation, say you had a desire for sex, drugs, rock and roll, and then you were gone into the body of Vishnu. So when you're born again in your next body, in the next universe, you start off with the same desire again. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, where you left off in your last incarnation in the last universe. So we're just carrying on, according to the different desires we have. And then you fulfill a particular desire. Okay, I've had that. I've flown in the sky. Okay, I know what it's like to be a bird. Then you get another form for another desire. So desires keep changing, you see? So desires don't stay the same. So then you get different bodies because you have different desires. But the soul doesn't change. And that's what it's saying here. It is clearly indicated here by the word of Asham that living entities have nothing to do with this process. So we've got nothing to do with this process. This process of changing bodies is just due to our temporary desires that we have. I want to fly, I want to swim, I want to have sex, I want to eat this, I want to do this and that. But the soul's beyond all that. We're an eternal soul that's part and parcel of Krishna, that loves Krishna. Temporarily we've forgotten all that, and then we're just swept up with all these like dream-like desires for enjoying different things. But actually we've got nothing to do with that. And Krishna consciousness means realizing that we've got nothing to do with all this external things, and that our real connection is to love Krishna. And then we chant Hare Krishna and offer our food to him and talk about him and remember him and all these things. That's our real business, not just these other, fulfilling these temporary desires like that. And but yeah, it's not all coming from a big bang, and we didn't evolve from monkeys. We're all coming from Krishna. We're all coming from Krishna. Where all the words are songs, and all the steps are dances, and every cow can fulfill all desires, and every tree can fulfill all desires. Like that we come from the spiritual world, where all the houses are made of jewels. This is where we come from, not from a big bang and monkeys. That's it from me. Would either of you like to say anything comes to mind?
Beautiful.
That was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So don't forget, Gulshan, you have to beat your mind 100 times with a broomstick this evening, and tomorrow morning bring the shoes out and beat the mind with shoes 100 times. Yes.
Can anyone can do that to me? Or
What's
I have
that?
to do it? Anyone can do it? Bhaktimala,
No,
you can do it for me.
No, you have
for
to
you.
do it. No, you have to do it. Actually, that's the guru's job also, is to chastise the disciple.
That's right.
Like that.
That's right.
And
Oh well. I
yeah,
asked my
but
Guru
that
Maharaj.
chastisement the guru does on the disciple, or the chastisement we give our mind, is beneficial, because the false ego is very proud and everything. So we need to smash that, cut that down.
Yeah.
And just one example, like the mind will, when the alarm goes off in the morning, the mind will say, "Oh, I'm too tired. I want to sleep more." But you have to beat that. No, it's time to get up. I have to chant Hare Krishna. This is what Prabhupada wanted the disciple to get up early in the morning. And so this is beating the mind. So not like literally you have to beat your head.
Yeah.
But it means just you have to take control of the mind, not let the mind control you. So yeah, when the alarm goes off, yep, I'm getting out of bed. And the mind says, "No, I want to sleep." You say, "Shut up. Look, we're getting out of bed. You're going to do what I say." I've done what you said for many lifetimes, mind. Now, in this one life, you're going to do what Krishna wants and what the Guru wants. Now you do what I say. I'm not doing what you say anymore. Now, from now on, you do what I say. Just watch it, okay? Like that. We call that tough love.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Anyway, lovely to see you both.
Okay.
Thank you.